Alright guys, let's dive in. So I've created some folders and columns to keep things organized. So this is basically the settings, social media, 1080 by 1920, and then I have this column. Similarly, I created some beer still images of beer cans, and then I have this clip of a beer rotating on a turntable. If I delete this mask, you can see the turntable. Let's bring back the mask, and I've added key light to get rid of the blue background. You can use a roto brush to do that too, but I use the key light to get rid of the blue background, and levels effect to give it some brightness. And also I have another clip. This is my hand acting like clicking the button. This is in front of a blue screen, so I got rid of that, and these masks are basically to get rid of some artifacts left behind after using the key light. So now let me explain. So a button will appear on the screen. So when I click the button, a carousel interface displaying different beers will pop up, and then I will move my hand as if I am spinning the carousel to browse through the options. Once I find the beer I like, I will select it and toss it up in the air. As it comes down, I'll catch it perfectly. That's the effect we are going to create. So let's get started. Let's first create the carousel. Let's select all of these and go to align center, and let's create a new null object. Select all these and parent it. That way when we scale it down, press S, everything will scale at the same time. Let's go ahead and also change this column to social media. I think we can still, sorry, too much. Let's go here, fit. So I think this looks good, 40%. Let's make it 50, so that way, maybe it's too big. Let's give it 40. This is good. So now let's unparent everything. First, we also need to bring this rotating beer in, and let's scale it down to the same size as the other beers. Now it's pretty much the same size, maybe 22. That looks perfect. Now let's center it too. Oh, sorry, not that. Yeah, center this. Maybe a little bit off, but anyway. Also make sure the null object is in the center. Now select all these images except for the null object. Hold shift and drag right around here. And now let's make everything 3D. We have 6 beers, so we need to, let's bring up the calculator, and 360 divided by 6. Since we have 6 images, we divide it by 6, we get 60. So let's go to this layer first, parent it to the null object, and give it a 60-degree rotation on null object. Since this layer is parented to the null object, when you rotate the null object, it will rotate with it. Same for this layer. Now we need to add 60 plus 60, which is 120. Same goes for this one. Add 60 to 120. And let's go to this one. Now plus 60, which is 240 now. And let's add 60 again. The last one. So it's plus 60. Now everything is rotated. But now we need to go to press R to this value here, the orientation. Make sure you bring it down to 0. And now if you rotate this, as you can see, this is not rotating towards the camera. So in order to fix that, we need to select all of them, right click, go to transform, auto orient, orient towards camera. Press OK. Now everything is, no matter how much you rotate, it will always face the camera. So that's basically it for the carousel. Now let's go to the main comp. Bring in that carousel. And now we have a problem. We cannot really control its rotation, which is important for us in this comp. So the controller is right now inside this comp. So we need to have that control here in this comp. To do that, we have to create new null object, and let's call it carousel control. Let's make it 3D. Now you saw that it disappeared when I turned this 3D switch. That means you are in the wrong view. You need to go here and change it to active view. Now to link this rotation, this rotation, we have to press R, go to the beer, and let's undock this. And use this, make sure you're in the main comp and use this peak width, the Y rotation peak width, and link it to this one. Now let's bring back this one to here. And now, we have to go to main comp. If you rotate this, all the controls are back to this null now. Looks like our comp duration is a little too short. So let's go ahead and change that. One minute, and let's drag this length of the null object, and now we need to double click this comp. Go here, comp settings, go to 1, main comp. Now let's drag this all the way here. We change it. I think we need to also change this one's length. Let's change everything to here. and the null object. This one is a beer clip, which is a loopable, so we can right click, time, enable time limit. Now alt click here and type in loop out. You can select this function here and you can drag all the way here. So now this is loopable. And now let's go back here. Oh, I forgot to unsolo that. It's time to bring in the background. I have an image that I downloaded online. Let's scale it up. And we need to also add a frame around these ears. So make sure none of these layers are selected. Select the shape tool and create this go to rectangle path and adjust the roundness, something like this. Maybe let's increase the size, something like that. And let's go to effect, blur, Gaussian blur. Maybe give it like 45 and turn on this button. Now let's go back to main comp. You will still not see anything until you turn on this collapse transformation button. You can see a blurred background. Let's go ahead and give it a nice stroke. In order to do that, we have to create a solid and right click, mask, new mask. Now go to this layer, go to the path, make sure you select the path, not the rectangle. Select the path, right click, convert to Bezier path. Go to this mask. Actually, you need to copy that path. Go to path, see, now select it and go to edit, copy. Go here to the mask. Make sure you select this path, edit, paste. Now that mask is right on top of this shape layer. Now we can add an effect here called Video Copilot Saber. This is a free plugin. You can download it from Video Copilot. I'll leave the link in the description. Let's set this up. Let's go ahead and set this to on transparent and customize core to the layer and set this to maybe 1. And let's take a look now. There's a nice glowing stroke around it now. And let's give this beer some depth of field. Let's create a new camera. That's okay. Depth of field turn on and increase the blur level. Increase this, aperture and blur level. Let's bring it down this, something like this. Go to full resolution. That looks good. Let's go take a look here. You cannot see the depth of field on this comp because of this collapse transparency. In order to achieve that, you have to duplicate this, Ctrl D, turn off the 3D and turn off collapse transformation, sorry. Now you can see nice depth of field. We can blur it even more. Let's increase the blur level. We increase the aperture. This looks good. Now the one in the front will always be in focus. Next, let's bring in the first clip, which is the hand motion. And let's go quarter and solo this there. That's where I click the button and then it pops out. This is where the first spin happens. So we need to create a keyframe right around here, the Y rotation, and go here, right around here, create another keyframe. Now unsolo this so that way we can see it. Go to the first keyframe and keep it on this spear first, and then here go to the next one, give it a nice spin to this spear, and hit F9. Let's go to the curve and let's see how it looks like. Press B for beginning, and for the out point, let's preview it. It starts way too early, I think. Yeah, there you go, it's too early. So let's bring in this right around here. Let's drag this first keyframe and drag this all the way here. That looks almost about right. Let's see. Yeah, that looks nice. I think I will stop this spear from rotating, so let's go and do that. Press U to see the keyframe. Go to a nice frame where you can see the logo. So I think this is a good frame. Right click, time, freeze frame. Now it's just like a still image. Let's go back to the main comp. So now it's about giving that second spin. Let's try and see. Here to this spear, and let's do this, and let's quickly make a preview. Too early, so let's bring this one. Looks like it's around here. Now we need to slow down this one by dragging the keyframe until here. Right around here is good, I think. That looks just about right. Let's make a quick preview. So this one seems to be a little bit slow. Let's go ahead and do this. This is good enough. You guys can adjust the timing. It's about timing and, you know, refining this curve. Now the last spin, let's do the last spin right about here. This is where we have to stop on this, because this is the beer we are going to toss up in the air. Let's go to the editor and check it out. Too fast. It starts spinning too early, so we need to pull this until about here. About here, I would say. This is the third spin now. Alright. That looks just about right. Alright guys, the animation timing looks great. So now let's go and get this beer. Let's pre-compose this. Go to comp settings and make it be like 1 minute long. And let's right click, enable time remapping. Alt click, loop out. Select this function and let's check. As you can see, there's a drop frame. So in order to get rid of that, let's zoom in. You need to go back one frame, page up key, and create one keyframe here, and zoom in. Delete this keyframe. Now that drop frame is gone. You can loop it as long as you want now. So let's go back to main comp and bring in that rotating beer and scale it down. Let's scale it down to 17 and line it up. Hit T, bring down the opacity. Now let's align the logo. This looks good. Now here, right click, time, freeze frame. And now we need to find the point. Actually, we need to find the point where it stops. So let's undo that. This is where the animation stops. So we need to find that frame, actually match it. And now right click, time, freeze frame. Let's bring the opacity all the way up and bring down this below the hand there and click. So now what is going to happen is I'm going to click and toss it up. So we need to basically create a position keyframe here. Let's do that. So here we'll create a press P keyframe. So now here we're going to bring it all the way up here, right around here, and now here we're going to bring it down right about here. Let's make a quick preview and see how it looks. Okay, so the animation looks very linear, so we need to make adjustment. Press F9, go to this curve editor and adjust like this, and let's take a look. Okay, so this moment is okay. Right about there. Now this one is coming too slow. We need to bring down right around here. That looks just about right to me. And now let's Alt left bracket to get rid of that frame. Now in order to hide this can behind that, we need to go inside this comp via Carousel and make sure your time indicator is exactly the point where you want it to be trimmed. So Alt right bracket to trim it. Now if we go there, as you can see, that layer will take over. So now we need to have that rotating effect, like this gear is rotating in the air. In order, since this layer is already freeze frame, you cannot use this. As you can see, time remap has been freeze frame, so we need to cut this layer around, right around here, we say. Let's Control Shift D and time, enable time remapping, take it out. Now we need to match the movement here. So bring it right here. Now what end up happening is it will take over, and now the rotation will occur. So we can create a keyframe here in the beginning. You actually add time remapping here. Create a keyframe. Go all the way here and rotate, increase the timing. So now it will look like it's rotating in the air. Let's take a quick preview. Okay, that looks good. And now we need to give it a rotation. Shift R, press R, and make one full rotation like this. Let's hit F9 and let's take a look. So now we need to come here and bring this one out here and around here, and Alt right bracket, and go to hand layer, Control Shift D. Now we need to get the part where I'm holding the beer like this. Right about here. Let's Alt left bracket to trim the layer. Now let's make a quick preview. Now it looks like I'm catching the beer in the air. So one more thing, the size of the beer is kind of not matching, so we need to go at the beginning, press Shift S, create a keyframe, and here we need to match the size. Sorry, that's the wrong one. S, maybe right about there. Looks good. Let's hit F9, and now let's take a look. That looks perfect. And now we can kind of trim this layer. That looks like a good match. Maybe right around here we can cut. Guys, it's all about timing. Small, tiny tweaks will make a huge difference. So keep that in mind. Try to tweak, and just a one frame difference make a huge difference. You can see from here. And now we can enable motion blur. When you enable motion blur, it will be even nicer. Let's make a quick preview. Alright guys, this is looking really good. Alright guys, it's time to add the camera movements. Let's go to P, press P, and Alt click. Type in wiggle. Let's select this function, wiggle 1,60. Let's close it. Now let's preview. Alright, now let's parent this layer, carousel, beer carousel, to the background layer, and let's parent this one to this layer. Now it's gonna move with it. Also, let's give this one a wiggle effect, a little bit different. Wiggle, select this, 1,25. So now it will have, this one will have its own wiggle. Let's quickly run preview. Alright, that looks good. Alright guys, now it's time to give that ripple effect when I click here, it should show a ripple effect. So let's go ahead and create that new adjustment layer and go to effect, distort. Where's the ripple effect? And right around here, the alt left bracket, create a keyframe and maybe give it 26 and bring this, increase this wave speed, something like that, and read to something like 30, maybe something like this. Height, let's leave it now. Let's go to another effect. Let's go distort, pouch. Let's create keyframe here. Also, let's create keyframe for these things. Press U and let's take it to the center, maybe right around here. Let's reset both of them and go here, reset again. So now we will have some kind of let's bring in a little bit closer, keyframe, and let's make some adjustments. Maybe this one we can increase, something like this. Okay, let's bring right around here so we don't see the cut. Let's bring it right around here. And one more thing, I think we should change this position a little bit, somewhere around here. The wave maybe a little bit. Should leave it as it is. That looks good. Now it's time to animate this. The first part, like the buttons come in, and then when I click the button, this carousel will appear. Right now it is visible, so we need to create a button. Let's go ahead and do that. Now we need to create the button right around here. Let's go and do that here. Let's create something like this right around here and call it BTN button. And now Let's copy this Gaussian blur, paste it, maybe let's bring it down here, go here and convert this Bezier path. Let's go to edit, copy. Now let's create a new solid again and right click, mask, new mask. Now press MM, go to mask path, edit, paste. So now we have we need to copy this, Ctrl C, Ctrl V. Also we need to make sure we turn on this button, that way we show up here just like this panel. Let's create a text, let's call it menu. Let's bring it around here and scale it down. And right click, create mask from text. Now let's copy this, this one, Ctrl C, and paste it here. It's too intense, the brightness, so let's lower it down to something like this. But when you make it full, you can see the letter clearly, so just so you know, just leave it like that. Go to the main comp. Now we need to figure out a way to line up this. So this is where he clicks the button. Before that, let's copy this layer, copy, go here and Ctrl V, paste it. So this is where, make sure you go to the place where this is where he clicks the button. So let's go back to this comp, bring it right around here, and we need to bring it down here, something like that, and bring the bulge too. Maybe this is a bit too extreme. U, go to the middle keyframe and let's bring this down, something like that. Yeah, that looks, I think, good. Let's take a look. That should be fine. But I feel like we have a lot of wave. Let's reduce that, maybe the speed. There is way too much wave. So something like this. So it feels like it's clicking. So we need to line up this now with the hand. Let's bring it all the way down. So we don't need this text layer anymore. We select all these, bring it up. This is right around here. Now again we need to move this one to right around here, because that's where the hand is clicking. There you go. So first we need to make sure the carousel is not visible in the beginning. This is where the click happens. So since all these layers are, let's actually do it manually. Let's go S right here. Let's try 1. Okay, I think it is 1 at a time. Make sure when you drag this XYZ is showing, otherwise it's not gonna work. Hold Shift, I guess, to bring it below, like the bottom of the can. So we need to do that for all these layers. Oh, it's tricky. That looks good. That should be fine. And this one, I should have done it earlier. So okay, so let's press S and create a keyframe, and actually drag this keyframe here and create a keyframe to 0. F9. Now this, let's solo it. Let's go to the curve editor and that looks good. So let's copy this, Ctrl C, make sure you're in the right exact position. Select all these, Ctrl V. Now everything will appear. I forgot to unsolo this. So now we need to adjust the size because all of the scale size is different. Let's go this one first. This, sorry, I moved it. S. Let's scale it down, something like that. And let's scale this one down. This one is good. This one needs to scale up. And this one needs to scale up as well. Perhaps this one. It looks good. So this is now so that's where the button is clicked. Let's take a look. I think is way too early, so okay, it looks like this here is kind of too small, and this is this one here. Make sure you're in the last scale keyframe, otherwise, oh, that's not the one. Maybe I have to go back here and find it. Go back. Not that one. It's this one. S. Scale it up. Something like that. That looks good. Now, some of them are a little bit larger, but you get the idea. Basically, we make sure everything is scaled to the same size. Now, let's go back here, and we need to line up the scale. I think I accidentally created a keyframe, so this is the actual keyframe. Need to bring it here. Okay, let's drag all these right around here. Now it should match up. Also, you have to go back here again and make sure the frame is also not showing. So let's go ahead. Let's parent this one to this there. Press S. Scale it. So here should be invisible. 0. So we have to that looks okay. Let's take a look. Animation is totally your choice. I'm just taking it easy to keep things simple, so it's your choice totally. And when the frame loads in, we need to make sure the button also comes down. So let's parent all this to the button there and press P. As the button is clicked, when the menu comes in, you can bring it down like this. F9. Now let's take a look. Or you can just leave it as it is. Let's make a quick ramp preview and see how it looks. slightly increase till here. Okay, that looks like this one is now matching the timing. Can bring it closer. Yeah, also I can see the can. It should disappear right around here. So let's go back again and bring in that cut that part. Oh, think we have to bring in this one. So here, so now this looks good. There you go. So if you want, you can just animate in the menu button, but I'll just leave it as it is. So now you can add some music and sound effects. It will look great. And the animation style, you can change it any way you want. I noticed this weird distortion here. We can remove that. I think that's the bulge effect. Let's remove that. Go to the end of the last keyframe. So here I create this one to 0. Now that won't affect the area. Also, when I catch the beard, there should be some kind of impact. So let's do it with this one. Position right here. P. Maybe like something like that. Something like this. Let's F9 and take a look. Maybe too slow. So we need to line up when we catch the beard right here in the keyframes. That looks more natural. So let's make a quick preview again. I feel like when this one comes in, it has this sharp edges because of the glow effect from the saber. We can do other kind of animation as well for this. So it is this one. We can basically keep it scale up like that. Maybe we will just create this one, make it 3D and hit R. Let's see, it's X rotation. go here and create 2 more keyframes and rotate it this way, and shift T for opacity. Get 1 more keyframe here, sorry, not that one, opacity, go back to this one again, make it 0. Now this will look much better, I think. Yeah, that looks much better. So let's go ahead and do a quick preview. That's it for this tutorial, guys. I hope you guys find this tutorial helpful, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. If you have any comments, please drop it down below, and I'll see you in the next one.